What's up, Vikings? Coach Vaughn. I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions I get about steel maces on my YouTube channel. With the growing popularity with them, I get a lot of good questions, so I'm trying to make this video so I can condense them all and help you understand them just a little bit more. So the first question, and most common question I get right off the bat, where did you get this cool steel mace rack? My dad built it. It is custom made. It is one of a kind. While I did help design it, he really made this thing look badass. I am not going to sell it. We have talked about going into production with it, but he's pretty low key. So if it does happen, I will keep you guys posted on my website. And speaking of, why can't I use a sledgehammer? That's the second most asked question I get on my channel. It becomes a heated debate sometimes because people think it's the same thing. I absolutely don't think it is, because when you look at every other tool, they have a circular shape to them, and the sledgehammer doesn't. If I told you to lift a barbell plate that was square, it would really affect your clean and presses or snatches just like that, because it doesn't have a circular centrifugal force around it anymore. So the same thing's going to happen if you're doing 360s with a sledgehammer. And then the handle length, the material, the knurling, it all comes into play, and that's why this is a better choice. There's payphones still out there, but everyone's using smartphones and paying thousands of dollars for smartphones. This almost costs about the same thing as a sledgehammer. If you want more details about that, I have a whole article breaking it down on my website. The third question, where do I buy steel maces? Like I said, popularity is growing, so they're getting sold out everywhere. I get people telling me Onnit doesn't make them anymore. These are all Onnit maces, but I have tried other maces as well. I have one from Wolf Brigade that you can get on Rogue Fitness. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they are well made. There's one in Canada with Agatsu maces. I love those. That is my heaviest mace at 25 kilos, 55 pounds for Americans, and as well as Apollo maces. They're a little bit more gritty, a little bit more rough made, but I do like the rough knurling on my 40-pound mace. So I'll link all those in the description below so you can find them all. So like I said, pick the best one, best to your experience level. If you are new to steel mace training, you got to stay at a good maintainable weight. The 7-pound mace is very, it's like training wheels. It's like as soon as you take them off, they're worthless. So if you're a fitness coach like me and you're showing people steel mace training, you should have one. But if you just want to get the most bang out of your buck, you got one in your garage, I would go with a 10-pound mace. That's probably the best go-to for women, and then probably 15 pounds for men. But if you had to pick one, I would say 10 pounds, because I believe you shouldn't go straight into 360s. That's another question I always get. My shoulders really hurt. You know, I get shoulder impingement. I got elbow pain. You shouldn't be doing 360s. You should be learning how to use your lats, resisting rotation, learning how to use your body first. That's why I have over tons of beginner workouts on my YouTube channel showing you how to do steel mace training without 360s. It's possible. People romanticize 360s and 10s and 2s a little bit too much with maces. I think offset presses, bent over rows, that's a great way to build up asymmetrical loading, so you have to resist tilting and you're gonna feel your obliques light up more. That's what you really gotta learn how to use, your obliques and lats, learning to root your feet down more properly. So speaking of 360s, this has become another huge question. Which side do I go? For my system, since I have a bunch of ebooks, I try to keep it left and right so people do both directions. So I say point with your base hand and then push it in that direction. So you're pushing and pulling with 360s, for example. I call it the vertical stack position because you're not just vertically stacking the mace. Your body needs to be vertically stacked, as I'll show you right here. I see people like this all the time. So your body is stacked, this is stacked. It shouldn't be like that, it shouldn't be like this. Your hips shouldn't be jerking all over the place. You should be getting nice and stable with it in every position with this vertical stack. So, and regardless, if you want to push this way, do it, because either way, I have to do a 10 and 2. Because if you want to do 360s, you want to do all that, you have to do 10 and 2s. You do them hand to hand. You can just do them single arm, because I have to go this way. So same thing. So I believe, just like with kettlebells, there's not just 2-hand variations, there's 1-arm variations, there's hand-to-hand variations. So you should be playing around with that. So those are your frequently asked questions. If you got more questions, put them down in the comment section. I'll see if I can make a part 2 video at this, and I'll put up another one. This is Coach Vaughn signing off. Thank you for subscribing.